enthusiasts, fans, and pundits. Welcome to 45 minutes of non-stop sports update. We're well into the international break, so here is an update, or here are updates from the Super Eagles camp, because we don't just have one single update from the Super Eagles camp in New York. So we'll start off with the Super Eagles. Of course, the 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifying game against the Mediterranean Knights of Libya is set for Uyo, and that game is going down on Friday. Let me let you know that I am the top cat, PC Barra. And on Tuesday, several players arrived at the Super Eagles of Nigeria camp, where we had Leicester City midfielder Wilfred Ndidi, Victor Boniface, and Samuel Chukwueze among the early arrivals at the national team camp. Now, we've got videos emanating from the camp in Uyo, but then with the arrival of Chidera Juke this morning, all players invited are now in camp. Now, we saw training sessions, workout sessions from the Super Eagles media, of course, and we'll be showing you some of those clips as the program progresses. But despite considering the Super Eagles as favorites, interim coach Austin Egwavoen has emphasized that Libya will approach the Libya game with some determination, and that's in a bid to secure a positive result and improve the standings in the group. Now, Coach Austin Egwavoen, when speaking with the Super Eagles media, said they were going to be fighting for 3 points, and that means that they want to get the job done as quickly as possible. We'll take a listen to Austin Egwavoen speaking with the NFF media.
Our national team belongs to every Nigerian in the world who can play football, and then we cannot shut the door on anybody. We're trying to look for the best. Another thing, the boys, they understand that. You know, I've always said and maintained that everybody have a chance to serve his fatherland or motherland. It's not a right, it's always an opportunity. So we have to try to do what? Seize that opportunity and make the best out of it. Yes, the boys understand. I spoke with a couple of them, and because of not too much time between games, so they have to understand that if you're called upon this period, you are lucky. If you're not called the next time, it's not that you're not good enough, but we're trying to get the best. So the understanding between us, I mean the NFF and the players, are very cordial. So they understand that. We hear a lot of things, stories in social media, which is not correct 100%. I don't think I've ever discussed this list with anyone, and we kept it in-house until we came up with the final 23, which is not so easy. And then I saw on some platform about Egwavoen and clear the air on why some player have to come in. I didn't speak with nobody. Just let people just try to see how they can support me and the team, because it's for Nigeria, it's not for me alone. You know, we don't want distractions. You know, whoever is in position right now to do the job, just supporting players or coaches. It doesn't really matter, because all of us are, you know, trying to achieve the same goal, one goal. You know, so distractions, I don't think is the best thing right now. People throw up some things, and then people, in different platforms take it up and start. It becomes a debate. It's not necessary. It's not healthy. Yes, they are down right now. Doesn't mean that they can't rise, because they have a couple of games to play. But you know, they are aware, we are aware, our position and their position, and they will come here and fight. But we will also try. We've forgot about the past games. Now we're looking ahead to Libya's game. Not even an away game. Our focus right now is the game in front of us, and the boys are ready, and we're going to give Libya a tough fight. We will fight for, you know, for those 3 points. Every second counts, and we know what it means to get the job done and over with as quickly as possible. It's going to be tough, but I think at the end of the day, with the boys that we have and the spirit, and nobody's injured right now, they will deliver. It's a collective effort. It's a team sport. It's not individual sport. We're in touch, and we can understand him. He can understand us. It's a huge miss. We all know that how important and impactful Osimhen can be, but we have other players who can step into his shoes. He's here, not here physically, but I'm 100% sure he's here spiritually with us. There's no fight at all. I mean, Kelechi came in yesterday after the game against Rangers, and then Gumo Dede came in this morning and they hugged themselves. So I don't want to go into that. There is no fight. I mean, it's normal. It's normal. When teams go against the other, in the field of play, tensions rises and then things like that are expected. That's by the way now, but we're here to do a job for Nigeria. There's no fight.
Interim head coach of the Super Eagles, Coach Austin Egwavoen, he defended his decision to call up out-of-form striker Kelechi Iheanacho, who you saw clips of him arriving at the Super Eagles camp. Well, we have Addresses, who is Rangers' top scorer with 7 goals this season, and Akodare, who has scored 6 goals for Belgian side Genk. Well, Egwavoen insists that he decided to include Iheanacho, who plies his trade with Seville, when it became clear that Victor Osimhen would not be fit in time. And according to him, he did that because Kelechi Iheanacho seems to be the most experienced out of the duo. Galatasaray striker Victor Osimhen, who picked up a knock in his last game, was assured fans that he will be back in action immediately after the international break. He suffered the injury in the 3-3 draw for Galatasaray with Kasim Pasa, but is targeting a return for the club next league match when they face Antalyaspor on the 19th of October. So that means just after the international break, he will be back for Galatasaray. But Genk striker Tolu Akodare believes that through consistent performance and hard work, that he will definitely, eventually, earn his call-up. He acknowledges the talent within the squad and respects the players who have been called up before him and emphasized the need for patience and dedication. Meanwhile, Egwavoen has reassured fans that the recent public disagreement between his 2 assistant coaches, Daniel Ogumodede and Fidelis Ilechukwu, has not affected their working relationship. You saw them in, that clip that we put up for you. And, of course, it feels like the camaraderie is back. Meanwhile, head coach of Libya national football team Nasser Al-Hidri has expressed his dissatisfaction with team's preparation for the upcoming 2025 African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Nigeria. The Libya national team, called the Mediterranean Knights, are facing challenges as several key players are unavailable due to injuries and suspensions. Now, there are reports that indicate some top players have decided to boycott the home and away matches. Speaking to media persons during a press conference, the Libya head coach admitted that the team has not yet reached the required level of readiness to face a strong team like Nigeria, and also mentioned that the team was not in good shape before he took over as head coach. There are pictures that surfaced online over the internet of the Libyan national team not taken care of or not being taken care of as they arrived in Nigeria. Some pictures all over Twitter, showed them sitting on the floor in what looked like a hotel or an airport situation. Despite all of this making the rounds, the NFF nor the Ministry of Sport haven't come out to debunk all of this, and we'll be monitoring that to ensure that what we put out to you is just the correct factual information and not a hoax. Moving on to still reports or information from the Super Eagles team. Ademola Lookman has been recognized as a part of the Serie A team of the week. He put up an exceptional display, including winning the Man of the Match award in Atlanta's 3-0 victory over Shakhtar Donetsk. That was in the UEFA Champions League, and contributed with an assist in their 5-0 win against Ghana. And we're looking forward to the role he would play for the Super Eagles. Now, away from the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the Flying Eagles, they had the field of the Remo Star Stadium in Ikenne. That was a couple of days ago for a final camping program. And this is ahead of their participation at this year's WAFU B Under-20 Championship in Togo. The head coach, Aliyu Zubairu, has said his players are ready for the WAFU B Under-20 tournament. And while speaking with the NFF media team, the NFF TV, in a one-on-one interview session at the team's final stage of preparations in Ikenne, he said it hasn't been very easy for the team, because they will go on to battle Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, which is a 3-team group. They are pitched in Group B in their quest to defend the title they won in Niger Republic 2 years ago. So host Togo will battle Ghana Benin Republic and Niger Republic in Group A of the competition, which is scheduled to run between the 17th and the 31st of October. The championship in Togo qualifies, serves as well as the qualifying tournament for next year's Africa Under-20 Cup of Nations, where the top placed 4 teams will qualify to fly Africa's flag at next year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup Finals in Chile. So tomorrow starts today. Away from national team stories to the Confederation CAF Confederations Cup. Yes, CAF Confederations Cup, where you have Enyimba as the only surviving team in the continent. I'd like Black to just pull that back for me a little bit. Well, you have Enyimba coach Ademola Lookman acknowledging that the challenge ahead is huge. Well, nonetheless, despite facing tough competition, including Egyptian clubs like Zamalek and Al Masry, as well as Mozambique's Black Bulls in Group D, Olaraju remains very resolute in his determination to guide Enyimba to the knockout round. Now, the 2-time African champions have been pitted against the current holders of Africa's second-tier club competition, Zamalek, along with experienced campaigners Al Masry. While reacting to that draw, the coach emphasized the team's readiness to confront this demanding group, expressing confidence in their ability to uphold the club's legacy while striving to advance in the competition. On the other hand, coach of Al Masry, Ali Maha, has insisted that they aim to also qualify, irrespective of the opponents. He also insists that they want to advance to the next round. Well, despite the banters going on, Masry's best performance in the competition was in 2018 when they advanced to the semi-finals before they were eliminated after losing to Vita Club 4-0. Enyimba, on the other hand, have been very successful in the CAF Champions League, but in the Confederations Cup, the story is not the same. Well, we'll take a moment now. When we return, we'll cross the oceans and bring you up to speed with what's happening in other countries. Stay tuned. Hello, sports fans, enthusiasts, and pundits. Welcome to SOUQ Sports.
Yes, your humble boy, your loyal boy from the hood, Kevin Ojefe, and I'm glad to be here. This is SOUQ Sports.
To do the business, the money that makes the wheel go round.
Barcelona and Napoli. Napoli is out and Barcelona has qualified for the quarterfinals of Champions League.
For different ways to make money. Sports is best a way to be creative.
Now, the next 45 minutes are going to be very exhilarating. Into SOUQ Sports right here on SOUQ News Television from Lagos, Nigeria. We're bringing you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports 360 the world over. I am the top cat TC Barra, lone striker on this particular game, but you know how it is, I score and I play very well. Anyway, moving away from the continent of Africa, on cap duo of Curtis Jones and Tino Livramento have been added to the senior England squad for this week's Nations League matches. Liverpool midfielder Jones did earn his first call-up in May, and that's part of Gareth Southgate's provisional 33-man squad for Euro 2024, but did not make the final court, sadly. Well, the 23-year-old was part of the Young Lions side that won the 2023 European Under-21 Championship. That's on the current England interim boss Lee Carsley. Newcastle fullback Livermento was part of Carsley's senior squad for last month's games against Republic of Ireland and Finland, but did not feature. Captain Harry Kane, no news anymore that he changed away from the rest of the squad because he had picked up a knock for his club side, but he's expected to be fit. So Manchester City midfielder Jack Grealish, who also missed training as a precaution with a minor knock, might also be available. Let's see how that play out. But Cole Palmer has been named England's Men's Player of the Year for 2023-2024. It was voted for by the public. The Chelsea forward was picked ahead of Jude Bellingham and Bukayo Saka, who finished second and third, respectively. He only has made his debut for the Three Lions in November last year, and that was a 2-0 win against Malta at Wembley. He also represented his country 9 times, starting the games twice, with 5 of those appearances coming at the Euro 2024, where he scored in the final against Spain as Gareth Southgate's side lost 2-1. Now, the recognition comes after he was named PFA Young Player of the Year for 2023-2024. That was in August, following his superb debut season at Chelsea. Palmer, who joined the Blues from Manchester City last summer, scored 25 goals in our competition. He has scored twice for England and is expected to be involved in the upcoming Nations League fixtures against Greece, which will be happening tomorrow, and Finland, which will be happening on Sunday. So Thursday and Sunday, England has got a fixture against Greece and Finland. The 2023-2024 England Women's Player of the Year is set to be announced, and that will just be later on this month. Great stuff. Anyway, from England to Scotland, Aberdeen striker Kevin Nisbet has been called up to Steve Clarke's Scotland squad for the upcoming Nations League fixtures, which is going to be against Croatia and Portugal. The 27-year-old has not played for his country since the substitute appearance where they won 2-0 over Georgia, June 2023. That was last year. So then he replaces Lawrence Shackland in the squad after helping Aberdeen to 13 consecutive wins at the start of this season. So Nisbet joins the Peterborough club on loan from Millwall over the summer and has scored 3 goals in 7 outings. That's for Jimmy Telling's side. He joins Aberdeen teammates Nicky Devlin and Jack McKenzie in the squad, while Shackland's withdrawal after he missed training on Tuesday adds to an growing injury list. Scotland visits Zagreb on Saturday before hosting Portugal 3 days later. You can imagine what the cracker that would be, as they will need all boots on the pitch. Well, Portugal will who lead Group A1 on 6 points, with Croatia and Poland both on 3, and Scotland yet to get off the mark. It might just be a Herculean task for Scotland when they face the Portuguese side. So back from Europe, we'll be taking a look at other sports. Our first stop will be Rivers Hoopers in Nigeria, as they tip off their title defense when the 2024 Nigeria Premier Basketball League begins on the 25th of October. Now, a statement was put out, released by the NBBF, which is the Nigeria Basketball Federation, to all the teams. The league will be held in 2 phases. Now, the first phase and the final 8. Atlantic and Savannah conferences, they will be played in Benin and Jos, Benin and Jos, not Benin Republic. So it will run from the 25th of October till the 3rd of November. Hoopers will play against Lagos Legends, Police Batons, Delta Force, Kwara Falcons, Comets, Oluyole Warriors, and Hoops. Now, in the Atlantic Conference in Benin, top 4 teams from each of the conferences will advance to the final 8, which is billed for between 13th and 19th of November. And the venue hasn't been decided yet. So the champion will represent Nigeria at the 2025 Basketball African League. So Rivers Hoopers have been ones doing that representation. So it's got a title defense in the offing. We'll see how that goes, and we'll be keeping you up to speed as it unfolds in the Savannah and Atlantic Conference. From basketball to volleyball, 19 states are expected to arrive Umuahia, Abia State, which is the capital, yes, of Abia State. And that's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, the 10th of October, 2024, for the commencement of the Nigerian Volleyball Federation 2024 National League Division 1 and 2 male and female. Just to back up there a little bit, Black. Well, the competition will run between 11th, to start on the 11th of October, Friday, and will culminate on Sunday, the 20th of October rather. Winners of this competition will represent Nigeria in the International Volleyball Championship. So it's got a very long list of fixtures, and we'll be furnishing you with that on Friday. Who and who, what states will be facing what states, you know, in that particular competition. So like I said, it's going to be the winners representing Nigeria in the International Volleyball Championship. It's hosted by Abia State, and the venue is Umuahia. From volleyball to dart, six-time champions Michael van Gerwen and world number 2 Michael Smith were knocked out of the first round of the World Grand Prix in Leicester. Dutchman van Gerwen was beaten 2-0 by Northern Ireland's 2017 champion Daryl Gunny, who produced a dominant display, and that his opponents could not get the right answer or response for it. World number 3 Van Gerwen failed to win a single leg, the first time he had been unable to do so in a televised ranking match for 13 years. Meanwhile, the world number 2 Smith was beaten by Gary Anderson 2-1. The pair were renewing their rivalry in a repeat of the first round match at the World Match Play in July. Back then, it was England's Smith who knocked out Anderson, but the 53-year-old squad secured his revenge on Tuesday, battling back from a set down to win. Wales 2020 champion Gerwyn Price beat Dutch number 2 Danny Noppert 2-1. Two-time World Grand Prix winner James Wade saw off Peter Wright 2-1, and Joe Cullen battled back from losing the first set to beat fellow Englishman Chris Dubé 2-1. Also, we saw Dave Chisnell beat Cameron Menzies 2-0. Luke Woodhouse lost by 2-1 to Dimitri van der Berg, and Mike De Decker defeated Damon Hetter 2-1. Well, let's take a look at what's making the rounds in rumors. Bournemouth forward Antoine Semenyo, who is 24, is attracting interest from Liverpool, Newcastle United and Tottenham after the Ghana attacker put up an impressive performance at the start of the season. From there, I'll let you know that Saudi's club Al Nassr are confident of signing Manchester City's Belgian midfielder Kevin De Bruyne. I'm wondering if that's going to be possible, if he's willing to part ways with Manchester City at the moment. But his contract expires at the end of the season, and Kevin De Bruyne, who's been, very ingenious and integral to Manchester City, might just be a target for many clubs. Liverpool fullback Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is 26, could be convinced to run down his contract at Anfield and then join Real Madrid on a free transfer by England teammate Jude Bellingham. Let's see how that plays out. It's all speculations, but the Sun is very certain that that might just be the case here. Real Madrid are stepping up their interest in Alexander-Arnold, but Liverpool are hopeful that they can convince the 26-year-old to stay. To go or to stay. To love or not to love. You got banana peels on that one down. Liverpool have identified Eintracht Frankfurt Egypt's forward Omar Mamouche, who's 25, and Borussia Dortmund's German attacker Karim Adeyemi, who is only 22, as potential replacements for Egypt winger Mohamed Salah. Is Mohamed Salah going or not? Time will tell, but then you just have to put your house in order. You have to take a look at what's available out there and see if you can beef up the squad, and I think that's what Liverpool are trying to do. Manchester United hopes of signing Colombian midfielder Richard Raz have improved, with the Palmeiras willing to consider selling the 24-year-old for 20 million euros, which is about 16.7 million pounds in January. We have to wait for January to be certain of that one. Arsenal, and Manchester United are tracking Wigan Athletics' 22-year-old England goalkeeper Sam Tickle. They're looking to bolster their squad, and of course in the goalkeeping department, to see if they can have more options, between the stakes for them. And that story is from Team Talk. Hugo Viana, the director of football at Portuguese side Sporting, is Manchester City's favoured candidate to replace the outgoing Tziki in the same role at the Premier League's champion. We'll let you know if that happens. But then confirmation is that Jurgen Klopp has picked up a role at Red Bull, and that role is not going to be on the sidelines. I was hoping to have some discussion around that. Red Bull is an energy drink, and they have secured the services of Jurgen Klopp. Yes, indeed. So he's not going to be on the sidelines. He's not going to be coaching the team, but he's going to be like a sporting director, football director for Red Bull. And to sporting business now, Riyadh Air has expanded its sponsorship agreement with Atletico Madrid to include the naming rights to the team's 70,000 capacity Metropolitano Stadium. That's a big deal. So you're seeing a lot of oil money getting into the system, and the latest of which is the Metropolitano Stadium. Now they're going to be called Riyadh Stadium. I mean, 70,000 capacity. A lot of funds will be coming in form of gate takings and all of that. And I'm certain that the Saudi-backed, oil-spinning Saudi-backed company will be putting their money where their mouth is. And yes, you can see that evident in sponsorship right. Riyadh Season, Saudi Arabia's entertainment and sports festival, has announced a 3-year sponsorship deal with Spain's La Liga, and that's further underlining the kingdom's growing influence in European and global football. And so with that story, we conclude the sports episode today. SOUQ Sports will be coming to a halt there. Surprisingly, I would have had, some of the best minds on set with me, but because, a lot has happened, and then getting to the studio has been a problem. Well, rest assured that I'd love to read from you. I'd love to take on your contributions, your thoughts, and look forward to the engagement on social media. So look forward to our social media handle on the screen. We'd want you to write, tell us what you think, as we will be writing back and looking forward to all of your thoughts. My name is TC Bar, the Top Cat, and until I come your way, stay close, stay put, and look forward to the rest of our programming right here on SOUQ News Television. Bye for now.